Welcome to Delphi 25 and how it's changed my life. This is Mike Roslog, and I thought I would go through how Delphi has really helped me through my career and helped me create some great software. So, for me, it all started back in 1994 when there was a rumor about Borland's VB killer, and it was coming out, and I couldn't have been more excited about it. The first time I got any inkling of what was going on, I was in my PC magazine and I went to the kind of the gossip place. And when you got into it, there was a section on what Borland was doing to take on Microsoft with a VB killer. And the thing that got me was it was a full compiler and you could do DLLs with it. And I was just ecstatic about what that could mean for building software on the Windows operating system. Yeah, at the time I was thinking, boy, it'd be great to have it on a Mac. Boy, it would be great to have it on this or that. But down deep, I knew that, it was going to be on the Windows platform, and I was ready for that as we went through it. Now, a little bit later, right after the announcement, David I and a group of other people, I don't remember who they were, but they gave a presentation in Columbus, Ohio at the Hyatt. And, I can't remember everything about it, but I believe it was after the launch of the product. And I remember distinctly having to go into my VP of development and asking if I could have this time, I think it was 2 hours or 3 hours, to go to an educational thing on what Delphi was and how it worked and all of the great things about Delphi. So I was really excited about being able to be there and participate in that. Now, what was amazing was one of the examples that they put on display for us was this really cool window with an edit box on it, a list box on it, and a button. And of course, I recreated the classic, as they say, but we put in that one line of code, listbox.items.add edit1.text. Wow! I could not imagine what that was telling me right there. It took a long time for it to sink in because, of course, I'm a little slow and I didn't have full grasp of what I was looking at. But the big thing is that when you press the button, it added the items from the edit to the actual list box. And that was what I would call mind blown. And because this took the concept of object orientation and truly solidified it for me. And one of the things that Borland released over the years was the hierarchy, the object hierarchy of the VCL and how everything was related. And it was just a awesome time to be a developer, to get in there and really do a bunch of stuff. And, I had a great time doing that in that area. Now, I introduced Delphi to a lot of different companies before I ever joined Delphi. I did an insurance company, a place that makes scales, and a couple of other places that, I won't talk about, but each one of them was unique and each one of them used Delphi to a really, really interesting part. And it introduced me to one of my best friends in the world. And he also became, after I joined Borland, he joined Borland a little bit later after that. But I found a best friend working with Delphi inside of the insurance company that we were working for, as we were both working for different departments, but we were trying to push Delphi into the environment because we thought that they could develop quicker, faster, smarter, and we were really excited about that. Now, after that, I became a consultant. I went to many companies, helped them with solutions with Delphi. And then, of course, I went into Java and I went into JBuilder and OpenJBuilder before it was renamed JBuilder. And, I worked a lot with Java and the Corba field and, done years of training on bringing people up on Corba and Java and Delphi and C++. It was a great time, again, helping people understand how they could use this great technology and still be productive every day. People were happy using the products, and we could create some really great software. It was awesome. Starting in 1998, I started working for Borland, and it was soon named Enprise. So Imprise the Borland Imprise, a little bit after that. Thank God I got through the Corel debacle, and we didn't have to deal with that one. Then back to Borland Software, and I think we lost the Borland International trademark. Somebody else picked it up in Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. So that's why they had to rename it Borland Software, not Borland International. And then I left in 2006. I worked for a startup company out in Silicon Valley, in Scotts Valley. So one time I walked in on a Friday and I went to the right into the Borland office. The next day I was at the same Borland campus, but at that time they had already sold it off to a management company, and I literally went to the left side instead of that, and that took me to the startup. And when I opened up the door, there was people that I used to work with at Borland working for the startup as well. So it was really, really cool, really, really fun. About a year later, I came back and started working with Code Gear and started to really help with the JBuilder and resetting up JBuilder third rail. And then long term after that, I became the product manager for Rad Studio. And, the rest of that is history. I did do a lot of presenting at BoreCons and at Icons and all of those. One of the things I'm most proud of is the team and myself. We put together a thing on the main stage showing how I was at the time working for the enterprise division. So I was really working on application servers and Corba and things like that. But I wanted to show how you could work with that and then put a front end on Delphi. And so we hooked into the application server, hooked into the database that we built from scratch called JData Store. It's awesome. It's phenomenal. I wish we could have got it in the mass market because it was an awesome database. Server was built using JBuilder, and of course we used the Corba implementation with Java and J2EE, and then that hooked up into the Corba integration into the Delphi with the IDL and mixing those. And we actually had it up on stage live, and we were showing how you could actually build an application server with server methods and all that kind of stuff, and then had the Delphi on the other end, on the front end, doing the processing on the client and really giving a nice look and feel. And that was a lot of fun, and it's one of my favorite memories of just taking Java technology and application servers, doing J2EE, and today we call JEE, and then hooking up Delphi to the front of it. Awesome. So I want to really thank Delphi for that, because you know what? We had some great releases, Delphi 3, 5, 7, XE, and many others. We had some not so great one. I'll just pick on Delphi 4 for many reasons, and anybody who was around during that period of time knows exactly what I'm talking about. However, the vision was awesome. The product was awesome. And it pushed me through my career of building great software solutions for a lot of different places, a lot of different companies. Plus, they have great third-party products. I mean, people don't realize how strong the third-party environment is. And things, companies like TMS Software, phenomenal. They have more components than you can possibly imagine, and they are deep components, and it would take forever to rebuild it. Unbelievable third-party companies, and I just picked on them because I use them all the time, but they're one of the top. But there's a ton of other ones in there that I would love to talk about. And, who would have known that just seeing one line of code could change everything? And I hope everybody understands this. Listbox1.items.add, edit1.text. Wow. That's all I can say. So that's my story. I know it's a little over 5 minutes. Thanks a lot to everybody in the Delphi community, in the Java community. Great times, great everything. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.